Good morning, everyone, and a very warm welcome to the magnificent Barony Hall on this special day, a day of celebration for you, our graduands, and you can hear the applause already, and your families, friends, and supporters. We're delighted to be joined here today for this ceremony by people from across Scotland, the UK, and indeed across the world, on what is one of the most important and indeed enjoyable days in the university calendar. In a short while, each of our graduates will, when their name is called out, be invited to come up onto the stage where I will cap them, thereby conferring them with their degree. This is an ancient public and symbolic rite of passage, a proud secular tradition stretching back to the Enlightenment when Strathclyde was founded. Upon being capped, our graduands will become graduates of this great university. Now, once the ceremony is finished, you're invited to join us for refreshments at a reception in our Learning and Teaching building just at the top of the hill. But before we begin, let me say this to you. Please savor this moment, and to the families, friends, and supporters gathered here, do not feel the need to restrain yourselves when showing your appreciation for our graduates, maybe short of coming up onto the platform here. And do enjoy this ceremony, which I now declare open. Would you please welcome Professor David Hillier to present our Alumna of the Year, Lena Wilson. David and Lena will be followed by Professor Leslie Walls, who will present our students. David.
My Lord and Chancellor, I have the honour to present to you Professor Lena Wilson, CBE, FRSE, a global economic development expert, a distinguished business leader, a trusted policy advisor, a devoted philanthropist, and a proud graduate of the University of Strathclyde. Born in Glasgow and educated here at Strathclyde, Lena first walked through these doors as an ambitious undergraduate. Today she returns as chair of FirstGroup plc, senior independent director of NatWest Group, and board member of the global cloud innovator Workday Inc. In those seats, she guides enterprises that move millions of passengers, safeguards trillions of pounds, and shapes the workplaces of tomorrow, demonstrating that a Strathclyde education is a passport to the boardrooms of the world. She has also had an executive career in economic development here in Scotland as the Chief Executive of Scottish Enterprise and as a senior advisor at the World Bank, where she worked globally, helping developing economies alleviate poverty. Her influence is matched by her integrity. Successive First Ministers and UK Prime Ministers have sought her counsel. Most recently, she served on the 2023 UK Business Advisory Council, helping steer national strategy for recovery, competitiveness, and a just transition to net zero. And closer to home, she sat on Scotland's Financial Services Advisory Board, ensuring that our nation's banks and insurers grow on foundations of fairness, inclusion, and sustainability. Yet Lena measures achievement not only by share price or GDP. A decade-long trustee of the Prince's Youth Business Trust, she has mentored young entrepreneurs on every continent, proving to the next generation that talent, not postcode, determines destiny. As an ambassador for the Prince and Princess of Wales Hospice and advisor to the Beatson Cancer Charity, she raises both funds and hope for families facing their hardest days. And when oil prices collapsed in 2015, she chaired Scotland's Energy Jobs Task Force, pioneering the just transition model that now underpins our climate policy. Throughout this glittering career, Lena has remained tethered to the university that first believed in her. As a visiting professor at Strathclyde Business School, she has mentored and coached senior staff, engaged with her MBA students, challenging them to test ideas against the realities of global finance. She opens up her network, which spans 40 countries, to our researchers and startups, ensuring Strathclyde innovations reach the markets and the communities that need them most. Lena has already been decorated with a CBE for services to economic development. She has been elected a Fellow of the Royal Society of Edinburgh and awarded an honorary doctorate by this very institution. And today we add a further distinction. It is with great pleasure, therefore, my Lord and Chancellor, that I ask you to present the Alumna of the Year Award to Lena Wilson.
Time to get the specs on. My Lord and Chancellor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Dad. I am humbled and very deeply grateful for this award. To be recognised as Alumna of the Year by an institution that shaped so much of who I am and still plays such an important role in my life is indeed a great honour. Strathclyde is more than a university to me. The founding principle, as we know, was as a place of useful learning. And as a global Glaswegian, I've been very proud of my long association with the university, where I've seen firsthand the contribution that Strathclyde makes to launching dreams, allowing curious minds to flourish, solving some of the world's most pressing problems, and punching above its weight in its contribution to Glasgow's and Scotland's economy. Given my own socio-economic background, and as the first in my family to have the opportunity to attend university, I am especially proud of the leading work that Strathclyde does to remove barriers for groups of students who are underrepresented in higher education. My time at Strathclyde was really transformative. The lectures weren't just about imparting knowledge, they sparked my curiosity. The tutorials weren't just about problem solving, they fostered my critical thinking and collaboration skills. I learnt not just about strategy, business, finance, innovation and economics, but also the invaluable lessons of resilience, the importance of asking why, and the power of diverse perspectives. One of the most enduring lessons I took from Strathclyde was the profound value of community. The friendships that I forged here are still strong. We navigated academic hurdles together, celebrated small victories together, and provided shoulders to lean on during moments of doubt. This sense of camaraderie, of being part of something bigger than myself, is a lesson that has served me well throughout my professional life too. Understanding how to collaborate, how to empathise, how to build strong relationships are skills that no textbook can truly teach, but my time at Strathclyde certainly cultivated them. Now, given that my very first job was in my best friend's dad's ice cream van, I think it's fair to say that my career path has been anything but linear. I've embraced opportunities that pushed me out of my comfort zone, I pivoted where I had to, and only in retrospect do I realise I pursued some audacious goals, some of them probably beyond me at the time. I can see now in my early postgraduate career how at least one manager mistook my youthful enthusiasm for actual ability. And very early on, I saw so many examples of how not to lead, how not to get the best out of people, that it made me determined to want to lead more compassionately. I also quickly realised that I was driven more by a meaningful purpose than anything else, and that led me into this world of global economic development. The most impactful years of my life were with the World Bank, where I was based in Washington, DC, but worked all over the developing world. And I was working with governments to try and bring their countries out of poverty and help their citizens earn more than $1 or $2 a day. That experience made me absolutely determined to return to Scotland to play my part in wiping out moaning and negativity and bring more joy and positivity to work. And I'm eternally grateful that I got the chance to do that, leading Scotland's economic development and advising successive governments. We all know that the world is changing at an unprecedented pace, and you are all stepping into an era of immense possibility, but also profound challenges. Now, I realise today that I'm supposed to impart some profound wisdom to you graduates today, and I can only reflect on what I've learned and hope some of it resonates. Firstly, please embrace lifelong learning. As the Lord Chancellor said, your degree is a magnificent achievement, but it is merely the beginning of your lifelong education. The world will continue to evolve, new technologies will emerge, new problems will demand innovative solutions. Please remain curious, be open to new ideas, never stop seeking knowledge. Read wisely, listen actively, and challenge your own assumptions. I did my MBA in my early 20s, the Harvard Executive Programme in my 30s, qualified as a coach in my 40s, and sat my bank director exams and qualified as a yoga teacher in my 50s. Free classes available at the end. Secondly, cultivate resilience, and I think we don't talk enough about resilience. Life is going to throw you curveballs. You're going to face setbacks, rejections, and moments where you feel overwhelmed. It's in these moments that your true strength will be revealed. Learn from your failures, pick yourself up, forward momentum, keep moving forward. Remember that growth often comes from adversity. I know it certainly has for me. Thirdly, and most importantly for me, please try to be a force for good. Whatever path you choose, remember the power that you possess to make a positive impact. Whether you're innovating in industry, contributing to scientific discovery, building communities, or advocating for justice, use your talents to create a better world. Empathy, integrity, and a strong moral compass are more important than ever. My inaugural professorial lecture at this university was called The Hard Impact of Soft Power, drawn on both the experience I had in global economic and diplomatic work and my time as a CEO. My thesis was that traits such as strong character, resonance, and empathy help deliver long-term sustainable results, and that who you are is often more important than what you are. How you do what you do really matters. Fourthly, build on your network and nurture your relationships. The people you meet, collaborate with, and learn from will be invaluable throughout your career. Generosity of spirit and genuine human connection are really powerful assets. I have benefited from that hugely in my life, and I try now even to say just a small yes to anyone who asks for help. Finally, don't be afraid to fail, but please don't be scared to succeed. The fear of failure can be paralysing, but equally, the fear of success, the weight of expectation, the pressure to maintain a certain standard can also hold us back. Be bold, take calculated risks, and celebrate all of your achievements, big and small, and today's a pretty big achievement for you to be celebrating. Today is our major achievement, and it's a milestone for you, and if you're anything like me, there's absolutely no way that you will have done that on your own. The beaming smiles of your family, who are scrubbed up extremely well, your family and friends, and there are many people here supporting you today who are so proud of you, and in the case of many parents, dare I say, also maybe a wee bit relieved. I know that feeling also as a proud parent at a graduation ceremony. Remember to show gratitude to those who have supported you. I know full well that I wouldn't be here today without the total dedication of my mum and dad, the support of my siblings, my husband and my girls, and the camaraderie of all my friends. And I am very well aware that I'm not even the smartest person in my family. My sister Anna is, and I'm delighted that she is here in the front row today. So I want to express my deep, deep, humble gratitude for this honour. And in particular, I want to thank Dean Hillier, Professor Sir Jim MacDonald, and our Chancellor, Lord Smith. I have known all three of you for many, many years, and you have all played your part in encouraging me and supporting me. I really do intend to remain deserving of this fantastic award, and I will do all I can to further the interests of this fantastic university. Thank you.
My Lord and Chancellor, in the name of the University and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for research in the Department of Accounting and Finance, Saba Aslam. For research in the Department of Economics, Sasha Mull. Yuri Zukov. For the degree of Master of Science in Finance, Neil Vipul Shah. In Financial Technology, Euforo David Daniel. Ahmed Khalid Ibrahim. In International Accounting and Finance, Abdul Basit Puvanur Idaket. In Investment and Finance, Ibrukum Aliyev. Shweta. Hu Tan Teo. Wen Hui Zhao. In Applied Economics, Sean Dolan. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Accounting, Glenn Andrew Adams. Naomi Bradley. Craig Differ. Nathan Emmons. Zoe Charlotte McCarroll. Robert Miller. Callum Daniel Morrison. Alexander James Roach. Daniel Waters. In Accounting and Business Analysis and Technology, Jay Carberry. In Accounting and Business Law, Jordan Marie Sparks. In Accounting and Finance, Zina Ahmed. Emma Elizabeth Anderson. Stuart Andrews. Albert Anthony. Josefa Akil. Morven Isabella Valentine. Cameron Dale Barclay. Cara May Barclay. Kai Bentley. Sandy Binney. Camille Daniel. Caitlin Maria Fagan. Ciaran Grace. Kieran Paul Green. Zara Kiani. Christopher David Locherty. May Han Gwen. Siddharth Valamparambath Panikasari Ayan. Sarah Poole. Holly Slesser. Joshua Bobin Zachariah. In Business Law and Finance, Sean Allen Learmond. Amy Watson. In Finance, Mohammed Abrar. Mackenzie Beat. James Barry Charles Bennett. Azan Bhatti. Isabella Jane Black. Ellie Borzacchiello. Joshua Paul Burke. Alex Julian Downus. Alexander Ershoff. Sean Finlayson. Gavin John Lumsden Finney. Hussein Ali Redha Gulum. Hugo Graham. Lara Grant. Thomas Hamilton. Huan Bin Huang. Darian Peter Hutama. James Peter MacArthur. James Malach. Joseph McInnery. Jamie Monroe. Rosie Murray. Jennifer Catherine Riley. Richie Richardson. Finlay Rees Scanlon. James Priestley Scarborough. Daniel Vincent. Paul Whiteford. Greg Will. Xiao Yan. In Finance and Accounting, Emma Harmony Beattie. Callum Droy. Daniel Gear. Ewan Payton. Ewan Roger. Sair Sahil. In Finance and Business Analysis and Technology, Ahmed El-Khadir Ahmed Suleiman. Liana Matike. In Finance and Business Law, Shahad Salim Ali Al-Hazni. Oscar William Ridley. In Finance and Economics, Mia Carroll. Nicholas Maximilian Duff. Andrew John Houston. Kong Kai Hua. Minhal Khalid. Pawat Manusiti. Harry Mackay. Andrew John Minis. Alexander James Richmond. Stuart Murray Robson. Luke Emmanuel Saunders. Finlay Walker. Kyle Whelan. In Finance and Economics with International Study, Fraser Charles Mackenzie Hart. Lucas David Philip Marshall. Niall David Skin. Samuel Kelly White. In Finance and Marketing, Kieran Aird. Safia Nasir Abdullah Al-Habsi. Catherine Grace Liddell. In Finance and Mathematics and Statistics, Niall Robinson. In Finance with International Study, Samuel Bryant. Aaron Joseph Cadona. Kyle Amos Whitehead. Bradley Thomas Dollar Wildman. In economics, Pablo Avendano. Finlay Callahan. Justin Davis. Samuel Nicol Fish. Sam King. Calvin Andrew MacLeod. Ben Ranald Massey. Niall McIntaggart. Cormac O'Brien. Molly Grace Seeley. Katie Emma Simpson. Ethan Stewart. Amy Jane Sutherland. Rachel Ann Thoma. Todd Veach Phillip. In economics and business analysis and technology, Liz Aves Bakiev. In economics and business enterprise, Thomas James Maxwell. In economics and business law, Claire Ferguson. Shannon Ferries. In economics and finance, Oludesi Joseph Adeyemi Ayonoluhu Oluwesam Adefisan. Monica Lelo Anthony Williams. Callum Craig. Evichukwu Vincent Ekekwe. Eric Andone Ascala. Mohammed Abbas Hayat. Sakshi Devendra Kabri. Alfie Morton Marshman. Abdullah Mubarak. Laura May Shankland. Fadil Vipari. In economics and finance with international study, Emma Carruthers. In economics and marketing, Munachimsu Glory Adibi. Sophie Neat. In economics and marketing with international study, Sally Mary June Weir. In economics and mathematics and statistics, Niamh Ann Kelly. In economics and psychology, Nathan Bose. In economics with international study, Anderson Black. Joseph Leahy Kelly. Michael Stewart McLaughlin.
Well, let me extend a warm welcome to you all once again on this special day, which marks the culmination of many months of hard work and dedication for our new graduates. First and foremost, I'd like you to join me in offering our heartfelt congratulations to our graduates of 2025 for their collective achievements and success with a round of applause. All of our graduates here today have shown real commitment, resilience, adaptability and determination to arrive at this day. And for those of you graduating in the presence of your loved ones, this is a moment of great pride. Your family, friends and supporters have undoubtedly played a crucial role in your journey. So let's just take a moment to acknowledge and applaud them for the support they've given you. Likewise, our dedicated staff have worked tirelessly to provide you with an exceptional education and student experience, and your success reflects their commitment. Graduates, let's take a moment to show our gratitude and appreciation to them. Now, once this ceremony has concluded, we'll leave the hall in an academic procession, signifying that you're now full members of the Strathclyde academic community, which now numbers more than 220,000 worldwide. As esteemed members of this community, you join a long line of alumni who've gone on to excel in their chosen fields. And this includes not only notable names such as physician, missionary and explorer David Livingstone, television pioneer John Logie Baird, Lady Elias Angiolini, former Lord Advocate of Scotland, former leader of the Conservative Party, Baroness Annabel Goldie, and entrepreneur, philanthropist and longtime supporter of Strathclyde, Sir Tom Hunter. But also individuals such as computer science graduates John, Xi and Andrea, now Senior Vice President of Machine Learning and AI Strategy at Apple, and Dr. Pauline Burke, Head of Data Science, Siri Assistant and Diction at Apple. Teaching graduate Andy Roxburgh OBE, former Scotland men's football team manager and now Technical Director of the Asian Football Confederation. Economics and Social History graduate and a very generous donor to Strathclyde, Dr. Leslie Stretch, who's former President and CEO of software services company Medallia. Economics and Finance graduate Anne Dovigen, Senior Vice President at Norwegian export finance company Exfin. Biochemistry and Bioengineering graduate Dr. Mark Travers, Global Head of Monitoring Excellence at pharmaceutical firm Merck & Co. Now, Strathclyde was founded back in 1796 during the Scottish Enlightenment through the bequest of Professor John Anderson, who believed in knowledge for all greater good, wishing to establish a place of useful learning. Now, we've remained faithful to this founding principle, which continues to guide us today as we strive to make a positive impact on society and the world. We are, as you heard earlier, a research-intensive university. We're committed to creating new knowledge and understanding to tackle the challenges of our time. Our scientists and researchers are leading the development of innovative technologies that will facilitate the transition from fossil fuels to clean, sustainable energy sources, wind, solar, hydrogen, that will power our future world and tackle climate change. And we're developing new drugs using new digital manufacturing processes, which will provide cheaper, more effective treatments in the fight against cancer, kidney diseases, inflammatory diseases, while also helping our health service evolve to face the challenges of health and social care in the changing demographics of the 21st century. Through our focus on entrepreneurial education, we call it Strathclyde Inspire, we're helping students and staff to create new businesses with sustainability in mind, which are reaching beyond the university, helping to create jobs and supporting economic growth. And we're leading the revitalisation of this part of the city through Glasgow City Innovation District, which is bringing companies, both large and small, here to work across key research clusters: health tech, fintech, 5G, industrial informatics, space and quantum, much of which is based within our Technology and Innovation Centre. In the near future, we'll be creating another innovation centre named in honour of one of our most successful alumni, businessman Dr. Charles Huang. He donated £50 million to Strathclyde, an extremely generous gift and our largest ever, given in recognition of the role that this university had in his personal success. £30 million of this gift will be used to transform the former Students' Union building on John Street into a new key element of the university's technology and innovation zone, allowing more businesses to co-locate with the university and improve productivity, develop world-class talent, research, technology, and accelerate inclusive economic growth. And we're also a major player in a second innovation district, the Advanced Manufacturing Innovation District, Scotland, out at Glasgow Airport, where we operate the National Manufacturing Institute Scotland facility, which is helping to grow Scotland's manufacturing capabilities as part of the fourth industrial revolution called Industry 4.0, which will see digitalisation, automation, artificial intelligence transform the sector and provide huge economic and employment opportunities. We're partners too in the Medicines Manufacturing Innovation Centre operated by CPI, which sits just across the road from NMIS, and the Digital Process Manufacturing Centre in Irvine in North Ayrshire, which is offering training opportunities, cutting-edge digital demonstrators, and access to expert support on research and development. Strathclyde also works to inform public policy on national economic strategy, education, productivity, and workplace strategies for our various research institutes. We're training teachers, lawyers, journalists, and civil servants who contribute so much to our society. And through our Centre for Sustainable Development, our globally minded staff and students are working, co-creating solutions with our global partners across academia, civil society, and public and private sectors to secure real world impact and to tackle the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In pursuing our vision, we understand the value of working in partnership with business, government, and the third sector to make a difference. So we extend our global reach through academic partnerships with the likes of Stanford, NYU, MIT, Caltech, Tsinghua, Nanyang Technical University, and the National University of Singapore. As a university, we're continually working to enhance our student experience, investing in our campus and our student experience, as evidenced by our new Strathclyde sport and learning and teaching buildings, and investing in health and well-being services, always putting our students at the heart of everything we do. Our progress and efforts in all of these years have been greatly recognised in recent years with a host of awards. Just listen to this. In 2019, we became the only university to win the Times Higher Education UK University of the Year twice, having first won it in 2012. We've also been named Business School of the Year, Workplace of the Year, Research Project of the Year in recent years. Strathclyde was named Scottish University of the Year 2024 and runner-up as UK University of the Year in the inaugural Daily Mail University League tables. Alison McCall, who compiled the rankings and was previously responsible for the Sunday Times Good University Guide and League table, described Strathclyde thus: "It's the epitome of a progressive 21st century university, seeking to shape and change society for the better through the pursuit of educational excellence and social change, and still a place of useful learning, just as we set out to be more than 200 years ago." Furthermore, last year we were named European Entrepreneurial University of the Year at the EEE Awards, and we collected our 4th Queen's Anniversary Prize, our 3rd consecutive Queen's Anniversary Prize, in recognition of our research, innovation and entrepreneurialism in photonics, which is the science of light. These awards reflect the quality and breadth of activity in our university across all faculties. But let's just look at some of the highlights from this faculty. In economics, a new study found employers' lack of understanding in limiting employment opportunities for job seekers with learning disabilities. 5 key themes emerged which are holding employers back from hiring people with learning disabilities, and they are lack of knowledge, leading to prejudice, lack of prioritisation, lack of intention and knowledge about how to recruit, not knowing where to start, and a perceived cost barrier. And then in accounting and finance, the department is working with Ofgem, the GB energy regulator, to deliver a mentoring programme designed to help students plan and prepare for the transition into their professional careers. The first pilot programme offered 12 accounting finance students 20 hours of career-focused support with a nominated Ofgem mentor, preparing them for the world of work. The next run of the mentoring programme is allowing more accounting finance students the opportunity to prepare for their future careers with the guidance of an Ofgem mentor. These examples are just a small sample of the wide-ranging activity and successes from our university in the last year. And it's upon these past achievements that we build upon our future and achieve the goals and ambitions we've set for ourselves in the next 5 years or so in our strategic plan, Strathclyde 2030. Today is a day to look forward to the beginning of a new chapter in your lives, where you will take on knowledge and skills you've acquired during your time here to pursue and realise your aspirations. As you forge your new careers, the university values of being people-oriented, innovative, collaborative, ambitious and bold will stand you in good stead. I don't need to tell you that the world faces many challenges and uncertainties. These challenges, such as climate change, demand solutions. As graduates of Strathclyde and the future leaders of our society, you have a responsibility to use your talents and your education to make a positive impact on the world. So whether you go on to pursue careers in business, science, engineering, politics, or any other field, remember that you have the power to effect change and inspire others and to change the course of history. But power comes with responsibility, and I urge you to never lose sight of the values that have guided you thus far: integrity, humility, empathy. These are the qualities that will set you apart as you navigate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. And as you step out into the world, you carry with you the knowledge and skills you've acquired during your time at this esteemed institution. But more than that, you carry the spirit of Strathclyde, a spirit of innovation, collaboration, and excellence. Strathclyde is also an institution where freedom of thought is encouraged and valued, an institution exemplified by tolerance and inclusivity. And we hope you'll continue to demonstrate Strathclyde's socially progressive values and ethos of tolerance, pluralism, and a desire to make a positive difference. I'm confident you'll do this because you go out into the world equipped with that most valuable asset, knowledge. The Strathclyde degree you now hold in your hands is your passport to success as you rise to meet the challenges ahead. And as you embark on this new chapter of your lives, I encourage you to continue learning, to embrace new challenges. Remember that the pursuit of knowledge is a lifelong journey, and success is not measured by what you achieve, but by the impact that you make on the world around you. And you heard from our alumna who received the award earlier. Incidentally, she's got a CBE and an FRSE. I think there should be a GG at the end of it. Was it Global Glaswegian? Yes, I think that's, or GGG, Global Glaswegian Girl. So it's with immense pride that we see you graduate today. And though you may be leaving us, we hope you'll continue to stay in touch and let us know how you get on, and to continue to contribute to Strathclyde, because it's through the involvement of our alumni that we can provide a first-class education and student experience for you. So we now ask that you think of those who will follow you. Finally, I'd like to thank the faculty and staff of Strathclyde for their unwavering commitment to excellence and for their dedication to helping our graduates achieve their full potential. And to the families and friends of our graduates, thank you for your unwavering support and encouragement, and for the wonderful reception you gave our graduates as they came across the stage. In conclusion, I'd like to congratulate you once again on this momentous achievement. The University of Strathclyde has equipped you with the tools you need to thrive in the years ahead, and I have no doubt you will make us proud. So go forth with confidence, with purpose, and with the knowledge that you're capable of great things. I wish you every success for the future. Thank you. I'd now like to invite you to join the academic procession, and I would ask families and friends please to remain upstanding until the procession has left the building, and then join us in the Learning and Teaching building for refreshments. And being Glasgow, the sun is shining, a beautiful day. I now declare this congregation closed and ask you to be upstanding. Thank you.